Hey everybody, it's Tara here again to wrap up this week talking about germs and cold and flu season because 'tis the season, it's winter, and everyone is sick.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Alright, so living with CF, obviously you guys know that it's worse for us when we catch the common cold or the flu. Add on to that transplant as well, and I'm even a little more paranoid, I would say, of just catching illnesses because it can do a lot more harm to our bodies versus an average healthy individual, which I'm sure most of you know. So I am even sick right now, which is kind of fitting for filming this week. But basically, my take on germs and just kind of avoiding being sick as much as possible is that I try to be as like common sense smart with hand washing and sanitizing. So obviously I try and like wash my hands a bit more often in the winter and just be a little more conscious of what I'm touching when I'm out in public and keeping my hands clean. If I'm out and I am running into Tim's and, touching that door handle, I would be more likely to make sure I like wash my hands as soon as possible afterwards, even if I'm just grabbing a drink. Like I'm not eating with my hands because I would wash them before I eat with them. Anyway, but just kind of thinking of when I'm out in public, touching the shopping cart at the grocery store and kind of being like, okay, who else has touched this? Were they sick? I always carry like a little mini hand sanitizer with me. It's attached to my purse with like a cool little holder. I get them at the body shop. And I carry that with me and I use it very frequently. I also kind of want to throw out there with the whole sanitizing thing that I'm not one to over sanitize really either. So I have a few friends that I've met through like chats and groups on Facebook that are transplant recipients as well. And some of them are like crazy paranoid about germs all year round, let alone during cold and flu season, to a point where they're literally sanitizing everything they possibly can. So like going to a restaurant, they're sanitizing the menu and the utensils, and they're wiping down the table and their plates, and like I kind of just go, okay, like good for you, but that's not my kind of lifestyle. Like I was never raised to live in a bubble. I'm just cautious about, not setting myself up to get sick. I carry a mask with me in my purse, whether it's a hospital mask or just a general kind of like fancier one. I have a few cloth masks. Just like if I'm out and I'm like at the movies and I hear people coughing and sneezing and stuff, and like just you can feel like your neck, the hairs on your neck just like go up and you get goosebumps and you're like, oh my god, that person is sick and they're coughing. So like in a situation like that where I'm stuck in a movie theater for like an hour and a half, I might throw a mask on just to kind of keep myself safe. My second thing is kind of educating my friends and family and whoever I'm with on, I guess, proper like cold hygiene. I don't know what you want to call it. But the whole like coughing and sneezing into your elbow, it amazes me the number of people that don't do this. And when you kind of mention it to them, they're like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. Rather than like sneezing and coughing into your hand and then proceeding to do whatever else with your hands, eating, touching things, opening doors. Blah. And my friends are also really good at like you know, if we have plans, whether it's hanging out, like going out together, or if they're coming over, or I'm going to their house or whatever, they're really good at kind of like giving me a heads up. I find that that puts me in control of the situation, and then it's on me to decide whether I want to put myself in that situation, or if, you know, I might say, hey, like, let's reschedule if you're not feeling well. It's me in control, and it's not me forcing those around me to like protect me and take care of me. It's myself taking charge of the situation and being like, you know, my health, I'm going to look after it. It's not up to other people to be able to judge whether or not they should hang out with me, kind of thing. Like, that's my thing. So I try to like stay hydrated as best as possible, and I am not good at drinking water. I just find it to be really bland, and it doesn't always quench my thirst, and I'm not a huge fan of it. So I have made that my focus or goal, resolution, whatever you want to call it, for 2018, is trying to like improve my hydration skills. Hydration, that's a big thing. And then also, I find when I am kind of feeling crappy or sick, it's not that I forget to eat, but I don't necessarily put in the effort to eat and make food. So I would suggest kind of either making something in bulk so you can just reheat it or eat it later, but just finding something that you can kind of snack on, or like just give yourself the nutrition, because we all know our body needs it. It needs it on a regular basis, and when we're sick it needs it even more. But just to have something that you can go to give your body that oomph it needs to kind of like fight off the infection. And then another tip that I have become very good at lately, because I can't work and I'm not in school, is just resting. Listening to your body and resting when you need to rest. Wearing masks, I tend to only do that when I go to clinic on a regular basis, just because everybody in the hospital is sick, and you don't know what everybody is sick with, and not everybody is as educated on not spreading their sickness. So yeah, I tend to wear my mask more often when I'm at the hospital. But yeah, so those are my tips, I guess, and how I tackle germs and cold and flu season. Hopefully you guys have learned a lot this week from everybody's videos and mine. Feel free to comment and let us know what you guys are doing. Share, subscribe, let your friends know, have them watch the videos, whatever. And always remember to stay salty, and we'll see you guys next week.